Have you guys seen Alex Hormozi's ads recently? All right, just come over here, check this out. All right, so we're in the ads library right now, and I want to show you guys the ads that he is running. Okay, look at these simple ads, right? This is a white background, black text. If you're a 7-figure landscaping or hardscaping business, we want to help you scale. Next one. If you're a content agency doing $1 million a year, we want to help you scale. Next one. If you're a seasoned weight loss clinic practice, we want to help you scale. Now, he has 1,700 active ads going on right now. Okay, we can go to the top just to show you 1,700 ads. Okay, and once we come down here, I'm gonna come back to these. He has probably hundreds of these black and white images. Okay, all calling out different avatars. Look at all this. So once I saw this, I was like, this is crazy. I wonder if he's doing it with school too. And he is. Okay, check this out. So over here on school. Okay, they have 3,700 active ads going, and they're doing the same play. Okay, you can see keto coaches, business coaches, holistic health coaches, self-defense teachers, swimming coaches, ceramic teachers, tennis coaches, mental health coaches, sobriety group coaches, divorce therapists. And again, if I just keep scrolling, this just keeps going on. Energy healers, spray tan business owners. Like there's so many, and some of these are funny. I'm like, man, these are super niche, money mindset coaches, sewing teachers, dating coaches. Again, I'm telling you, they just go on, and they'll probably do about 100 or so, what it looks like for one type of style. And then they'll make like more styles. But again, they're doing the same type of creative style, just different avatars. Now, when I saw this, I was like, wow, this is a great example of how Andromeda, which is the new update Facebook made. If you guys haven't watched my older video on that, go check it out. It just really covers the big changes Facebook has made here. I'm gonna share with you guys just a quick article, a little bit and tidbit on it. And then I'm gonna share with you guys how I would structure something similar if you're a smaller business trying to scale with Facebook ads using a similar strategy. Okay, so let's come back. John Loomer is an OG in the Facebook advertising space. He made an awesome article on this. In the other video I made, I also referenced this article. So let me just gonna break this down. From a high-level overview, Andromeda is Meta's new retrieval engine. It takes millions of ads and narrows them to find thousands of candidates, and it does so in a way that Meta claims is faster, smarter, and more personal than ever before. In other words, Andromeda is designed to handle the explosion of creative options. The more meaningful variety you provide, the more opportunities Andromeda has to connect the right message to the right person. So coming back to this over here, you can see he's got a lot of variety in who he's calling out. And with the Andromeda update, the retrieval engine is better. So it's better at finding the right people to put the right ads in front of. So you used to have to be really particular with your targeting at the ad set level and only say, hey, I want a lookalike audience, or I want Tony Robbins audiences and interests and all this stuff. That has changed so much. Now in 2025, going into 2026, the creative itself does the targeting. So whoever you call out in the ad is going to get served in front of. Okay, Facebook has developed a technology that allows us to not worry so much about targeting, and instead we can focus more on the ad itself to be delivered in front of the right person. Okay, so before I share my screen and walk through the campaign setup, let's just talk from a high-level overview. You'll notice that Hormozi and School both call out different avatars in all of their ads. If you're doing less than $1 million a year, it's probably not a good idea for you to test multiple different avatars. Okay, so instead, how I would structure this is I would have one specific avatar and I would test out multiple different pain points or hooks or problems or goals or outcomes that they want to achieve. So we want to use creative diversity to have different marketing messages that apply to the same person. Because what that allows you to do is, instead of trying to figure out who do I help with all these things, most of the time we already have an idea of who our avatar is. So instead of targeting different avatars, pick one avatar and have multiple problems. And then what we can do is, once we find a winning angle, so a winning problem, by putting all of these into one ad set, which I'll show you how to do in a second, we spend a bunch of money on them and we see Facebook's like, this one right here got you the most leads. This one right here got you the most amount of sales. Now I can say, cool, what is the copy that was used in that creative? And that is what I can make more ads around. If you're under $1 million a year, you don't need multiple avatars. You need one or two really strong winning angles, okay? Angles are like pain points. And then we want to make a bunch of different creatives around that angle. As you scale, you will need more angles, you'll need more avatars, etc. But when you guys saw this video and you saw how he was doing it, I just want to say, hey, you do not need to have multiple avatars for your ads. If anything, it's going to make it more confusing for you. When you're at scale, you do. He needs to make his total addressable market bigger. If you're under $1 million a year, you don't. Pick one avatar and test a bunch of problems. All right, so let's jump into the logistics of how to do that. Okay, I'm here on my computer right now, and this is how I like running most of my campaigns nowadays with these new updates. Again, because targeting isn't as important anymore. Targeting happens more at the ad level. So I'm a huge fan of having just one simple campaign, right? Where we have one broad ad set. And then inside we have 10 to 50 ads. All of those are going to be either top of funnel ads, middle of funnel, and bottom of funnel. All are in there together, working together to decrease your cost per result that you're optimizing the campaign for, okay? That's what I like to do. Now, the problem with that is that if you're gonna do something like this, where we're gonna test a bunch of different creatives, okay? Like, 20 to 50 that are all kind of minor, tiny tweaks, I wouldn't wanna drop that in this one ad set campaign because it's gonna shift a bunch of the budget away from what's already optimizing and working. So it can actually destabilize the campaign as it's going through testing. Facebook is trying to expand the limit of amount of ads that can be in an ad set. I've heard some people say they have upwards of 250 ads per ad set. I still have some older campaigns that only have a 50 ads per ad set limit. So if I dropped 20 different ads inside of here, I'm not gonna have room for other ads. So because of that, you're gonna want to do a 2-campaign structure if you're gonna do creative testing like this. Now, how I would run this is I would make one campaign, one ad set, very broad, and I would throw all of the different variations, again, minor variations, into that existing ad set, testing new hooks, pain points, etc., and see what gets the most spend. Okay, what gets the most spend, what gets the most results? Then I would take that and then I would say, okay, cool, this is the winning angle. Now I'm gonna start making more ads, AKA this is creative diversity, more ads to test with this angle so I can scale my campaigns. Again, the name of the game right now is creative diversity. And the thing is, what I'm hearing a lot of people say when they think creative diversity is like starting from scratch ads, making it from ground zero. But again, if you're under $1 million a year, or even at $2 million a year, you should double down on what's working. Double down on the messaging that is working, the pain points that are working. So how can I create creative diversity? If this ad that I'm launching right now is a static image just with text, how can I turn that into a B-roll ad that's gonna attract a different type of person? How can I turn it into a video ad that's gonna attract a different type of person? How can I change it to a different static ad that's gonna attract a different type of person? But we don't need to go ham and create all scratch ads if we don't need to. Instead, we're gonna find the winning ad, okay, winning angle in this campaign. Okay, find the winning ad, and then we're gonna replicate like crazy, but again, using different creative formats, okay? So that's the name of the game here. And what's gonna happen too, once this campaign is over and you found the winner, you can kill this campaign and launch a new campaign of your next test, right? And you can move all of the winning creative angles into your original scaling campaign, which is the same one as this one here, okay? So let me show you in the ad account of what this would look like, okay? So I'm gonna skip the naming conventions. I typically would do this, organize it really cleanly, but I just wanna show you from a high level of how I would set this campaign up. This is gonna be the testing campaign to test all of those different hooks in one campaign, okay? So I'm gonna first have a minimum budget of $100 a day for this because we're testing a lot of variables, okay? At the ad set level, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come down here and I'm gonna keep this extremely broad, okay? So I'm not gonna touch really anything. The only thing I'm going to adjust is I'm going to change my minimum age to 25 because I just don't want younger people getting these ads because I can't help them, okay? Other than that, I'm going to keep this 100% broad. This is a testing campaign. Then I'm going to jump down into the ad level, and this is where we're going to make our first ad, okay? So I'm going to come down here. I'm going to leave pretty much everything as is. Single image, it's got my link there, and then add creative. This is where I'm gonna add the ad. I'm gonna scroll over to my media, and then you can see I already have a bunch of ads that are listed out here. Here's my first one. I'll go ahead and push one, okay? I would write out all the text, okay? I would typically do 2 to 3 variations of primary text and headlines for these. I'm gonna skip that for the time being so you guys can kind of see what the full campaign will look like, all right? So boom, that is my first ad here. I don't like the site links. I'm gonna turn the site links off. I just don't like them. I just want them to go to my funnel, not anywhere else on my website. So I'm going to turn that off. And if you already have the creatives added to your ad library, be careful on this. So a lot of people I've been seeing aren't turning this off. And this is fine in a scaling campaign, it's fine, but in a testing campaign, it's not. So this says 10 media are being used in this ad. And as you can see, this is a different version of copy than that one. If you're a coach doing 10K a month, but posting content with no ROI, this one over here is if you've tried ads and failed. I don't want all of these being added because that's going to throw off my test results. So make sure that you have related media off for this testing campaign. Okay. We're going to scroll down here. Everything else should be pretty good. Creative enhancements. I turn most of this off. I'm going to turn all enhancements off. And then the only one that I really will keep on, and these are actually, look, they're already checked on. Enhance CTA, reveal details over line. Yeah, turn off that. Cool. Okay. So boom, that is my first ad. And once that is done, I'm going to go ahead and push duplicate, and I will duplicate for the number of ads that I have, right? So if this is 20 ads, I'd have 20 in here. Now, again, I would name these better. I'm going through this kind of fast. I would name it like, the first one, ad 1, ad 2, ad 3, all the way through. If I wanted to make it even more specific, I could say, white background, ad 1, white background, ad 2. Or you could even, some people use naming conventions like, 101, 102, 103, and they have a whole Google sheet that kind of walks through the naming conventions. Again, I'm not trying to cover that in this video, okay? So once I made that first one, I would then go to the second one, and all of the stuff that I've already made is going to be on this one from the last one. So all the copy, everything, and all I would do is just edit media, and I would swap it out for the next image, all right? And that's pretty much all I'd have to do. All right. And I do that for all of them. It does look like you can see the related media got turned on again. So just exit out of that every single time because it just keeps adding more. It just wants to do that. So make sure related media is off. Okay. But I'd have all of these ads in here. I would launch them. And then based off, again, what is getting spend and what is getting results, I would take that creative and say, okay, now I'm going to start making video ads. I'm going to take this same wording, right? So if you're a coach making 10K a month, you've tried ads and failed, I can turn that into a video ad. I can say that as a video ad on my iPhone, just like me walking and talking. I can do a professional video just like this, talking to it. I can take this same one and post it as a selfie, like of me, right? I could do one of me holding up my iPad and have like little bubble text, right? So what I'm trying to get is this is a great way for you to test really fast. And again, I would keep this, coming back to my example over here, in a separate campaign, see what works, and then throw the winner into the scaling campaign, or I can start making variations of it to scale the account and put that in a new testing campaign, okay? I don't wanna get too into the weeds here because again, there's so many ways you can do this and structure this. So if you guys are looking for help learning how to launch and scale Facebook, Instagram ads, I'll have a mini course link down here below. It's to a free school group that walks through exactly how we set up campaigns, whether they're DM campaigns, conversion campaigns, follower ads, all of that stuff. So if you're looking for help growing your business, go ahead and click that link, join the mini course today. All right, so that's what I got for you guys today, and I will see you guys next time.